Now, if we all leave it up to the Democrats, we can have another attorney general like Jim Doyle was. Or we can have another attorney general like Peg Lautenschlager was. But if there's one thing that this campaign has shown in the attorney general's race, it's the difference between having a quality person who's been a frontline prosecutor and knows what the job of attorney general is supposed to be. And that is not an advocate for left-wing causes, but protecting the people of this state. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next Attorney General of Wisconsin, Brad Schimel.
I was in high school just up the road when that song came out in 1980. And my band used to play it in Chief Chemnitz's garage just over that way. Went to that middle school right across the street. So I've been traveling all around the state, and it's great to be back in Mukwonago, my hometown. But out going all over Wisconsin, I have spent the last 12 months trying to avoid speaking after Julian Bradley. How about that guy? What? That's not fair to follow him. But you know, I want to talk a little bit about this Attorney General's race because I've had a tough time convincing people in Wisconsin how important this job is. So maybe a little trip down memory lane will help us all work on it together. How many of you remember when Saturday morning cartoons were actually significant? When they weren't 24 hours a day, right? We used to run downstairs, my brother and I, to get the cartoons before my parents got up, because as soon as they got up, they'd make us do the dishes or clean our room or go outside and play. So you go watch the cartoons in the morning. Well, they used to trick you on Saturday mornings. They'd trick you into learning something during the cartoons. Because they had these little things. You remember Schoolhouse Rock? Remember that? Okay. They had one, my favorite one was a little guy named Bill. And he sang a song about how a bill becomes a law. I'm not going to sing today. Really? Okay. I'm just a bill, I'm only a bill. All right, that's enough of that, because I don't remember all the words. But Bill let's see if you remember this, and if this jives with your high school civics. So Bill tells us that he goes over to one house of the legislature, and they debate him, they mark him up, they amend him, but eventually they pass him. And then Bill has to go over to the other house of the legislature, and they have to pass him in identical form. So far, so good. Then they go off to the executive branch, say Governor Scott Walker. And if Governor Walker thinks this bill is good for Wisconsin, he signs it and it becomes a lawsuit in Dane County Circuit Court, right? It's been a busy 3.5 years, hasn't it? Well, I think you know why I told that story, because I think you know whose job it is to defend Wisconsin's laws when they get challenged in the Dane County Circuit Court. And you know, it took 3.5 years. 3.5 years to get through all of the lawsuits on Act 10 with an Attorney General who was committed to defending the law. What if we didn't have an Attorney General who was going to defend the law? You know, last night my opponent was asked in a debate about mining, and she said it was unfair that Mr. Schimel accused me of wanting to slow down mining in northern Wisconsin. But then the people running the moderator asked some more questions, and they asked me, well, what do you think the AG what role should the AG have in the mine up north? I said, you know what, they have to get approvals by the DNR, they have to get approvals by the EPA, the legislature put standards in place, that's it. The AG doesn't have any additional role in that. Oh, my opponent said, oh, no, there's more. The Attorney General needs to meet with people and make sure this is all good and all stuff. That's baloney. She wants to be a legislator. You know, any voter ID fans? Yeah, me too. Well, that one's not over, right? Now, the Wisconsin Supreme Court said it's good to go. The 7th Circuit Court of Appeals says it's good to go. The U.S. Supreme Court, all they did is say there's not enough time. So we're not going to let you have it on November 4th. Right, and it's our fault that there's not enough time, right? It was passed 3 years ago, but somehow or another the GAB couldn't be ready to crank it out when the 7th Circuit decision came out. But my opponent said she thinks it's unconstitutional. She thinks her decision is better on constitutionality than the Wisconsin Supreme Court. It's better than the U.S. 7th Circuit Court of Appeals in Chicago. She's got it right, and all of those high court judges have it wrong, and she's not going to defend it. She said, I don't think we should defend it. She wants to be a judge. She wants to be a legislator. I don't know why she's running for this office, but we can't let this happen. We cannot let Wisconsin have an activist attorney general. Last time we did, we were busy suing a cranberry farmer in northern Wisconsin while the crime lab died on the vine. Folks, I will put public safety ahead of politics. And you know how you can know that? Because I'm law enforcement's choice in this race. 89 elected sheriffs and district attorneys statewide. Now get this, including 9 of my opponent's fellow Democrat sheriffs and DAs are endorsing me to be the next top cop. All the state's biggest professional police unions are endorsing the Republican candidate for Attorney General. And my opponent's sheriff in her own county is endorsing me to be the next Attorney General. Because they know no politics, no writing the law from the Attorney General's office, no being a super legislator. The Attorney General enforces the law the way it's written, defends the law the way your elected legislators passed it, not the way the Attorney General sees it. So folks, it's an important race. Any of you think it's more important now than when I started talking a few minutes ago? Good. Tell a friend. And you know what? We aren't going to have voter ID this November 4th. But you want to know the best way to prevent your vote from getting stolen? Use it. Go out and use it and tell all your friends. You don't want your vote stolen, make sure you get out and use it. And the earlier you use it, the better chance you have of avoiding getting it stolen. So take advantage of that early voting. Get out, vote. Tell everybody you know. Don't be afraid to talk to people because it's our patriotic responsibility. If our kids are going to have the kind of Wisconsin that they deserve, we need to make sure we win this election all the way down the ticket. Thank you very much, and it's great to be back in hometown.
How would it be, everyone, next Tuesday to be able to refer to Attorney General Brad Schimel?